And I've made, okay, this is just going for the last post I just did, the last video post. I've made fettuccine in the Fidinardi. Funny enough, I get this from my mother and her sister, Mary Ann. So when they cook, there's a massive, like, there could be 4 people and you're like, oh my God, there's like this massive big boiler type pot on the stove and there's only 4 of us. But there'll be like servings for 8. But it goes in the fridge for leftovers and goes in the freezer. And because we always grew up being very busy, there'll be nights that, well, just don't have time to cook dinner. So that's why they always cooked extra. So I've learned to always cook extra and freeze it, which this week, because my back is fucking killing me, oh my God, it is bad. And because I've been putting this extra weight on and it's pulling my hip up more and I'm throwing my weight on my left side, my left is killing me. So because of my right side being so bad, and my right side's pretty much numb, has been for years. So at times I'll be walking on like shit. I'm not steady on my right leg. I've got to put all my weight when I step on my left leg. It's fucking up my left leg really badly. So Wednesday I'm going in for injections. I'll be fucked off Wednesday and Thursday. I won't feel like cooking, so I thought, fuck it. Oh, sorry, this is probably, I have to make this on the YouTube, not for kids now. I just swore. So, yeah, I just sort of stuff this. I'm going to make a heap of meals because God knows if I left it up to Giovanni, we'd just have toast. But, yeah, so I thought stuff it. I'm going to have one of those weeks where I'm not going to feel like cooking, so I'll get it all done in one day and then relax. But, yeah, chicken fettuccine. Yeah, like I said, I took... So, yeah, like, okay, I take versions. So, my nan used to cook the best schnitzel, and she did. My nan cooked the best veal schnitzel ever. I've never tasted veal schnitzel like my nana's. Nan Lola, oh my God, you could cut it with a fork. It was beautiful. She cooked the best schnitzel. I used to improve on that. Mary Ann and Carol's fettuccine, I improved on it. Margie Clay, so Margie Clay was my mum's junior. Margie Clay worked in the same legal firm with my mum, was my mum's junior secretary growing up. So knew me before I was born. I was having dinner with Margie Clay and Ross Goodrich, her second husband, the barrister in Sydney. I remember her first husband, Trevor, and all them, they're from, well, Trevor and Margie, when they lived in Mitchumbury and Kellyville, because we're all from the same area, but then Margie moved to Greenwich and I was living in St Leonard's, so we're neighbours there as well. Anyway, and Margie kept in touch with my auntie Miriam. I was having dinner in Greenwich one night there and she made this salad with baby, which I forgot to pick up, so baby spinach and kumara, so sweet potato. I loved it, and I took that version. I made it back, so I had pine nuts and other things in it as well. So yeah, actually Margie Clay does this amazing salad with dried noodles, and you've got to get the recipe off her. So she used to do it all the time. We're having lunch over in Greenwich, over in North Sydney, and she would make the best. And I'm like, oh man, this salad, I used to love it. Yes, these are people I grew up with. So Margie Clay, she's one of my family's oldest friends. Like I said, she's my mum's junior secretary. My mum worked for Ian Scholbach. So Ian Scholbach and Diane Scholbach from Clifton Gardens. Diane ended up being one of my mum's closest friends, which my mum should not forget that. You know, Diane passed away around October 2005. Ian Scholbach, the barrister, he passed away years before. But he was like an uncle to me. And my mum seems to forget that. She forgets all the friends she had in Sydney. Anyway, and their adopted son, Brendan Scholbach. So, yeah, anyway, Margie Clay used to work in the same office as Mum. Was Mum's junior secretary. Mum was pregnant with us twins when Margie became Mum's junior secretary. And Margie tells people, I knew Justin before he was born, because I knew his mother when she was pregnant with him. And it's true. So, yeah. And she became one of my closest friends growing up. So anyway, so I was saying, when I was a kid, so we were over at the doll's house. So Mary and Richard, they brought this, I call it a doll's house, right on Wiseman's Ferry. And it was a friggin' doll's house. Like, don't touch anything. Like, I joke around, but it's true. This is not being offensive to my auntie. There is rooms in her current house that I won't step into. Watch me. So she comes, we're at her place, and the formal living room. She comes in, I say it's the formal living room. She's like, oh, I've redecorated them. Here's the you know, the steps that would go into it. I'm just like, I put my hand, oh, it's nice. I don't want to walk in there in case I touch something and put a finger mark on it. So I kid you not, I've looked at the room. She's like, I've recarpeted and repainted and redecorated. There's new sofas and everything. And I've walked off into the gym. I'm like, it's the same color, right? It is the same fucking color. Like, can you tell any difference with this room? I'm sure it's exactly the same color. He's like, no, I can't. Because it's the same color. I swear to God, it might be like a couple of shades darker, a couple of shades lighter, but it's the same fucking color. I can't notice any difference. I'm like, I know, we never go into the formal room. But, you know, I swear to God, you know, it's the same wall color. It's the same. She's just paid to have it recarpeted, the exact same color carpet, I'm telling you. Anyway, no one uses it. So her doll's house, the first, like the one in Wiseman's Ferry, it was, it was immaculate. It was immaculate. Like, you would be, yeah, anyway. So we used to go there. Marianne always used to cook fettuccine and fettuccine bosciola. My Auntie Marianne cooks the best Italian food. You know, she came into Sydney once. She said, oh, what do you want for your birthday? What do you want me to cook you for birthday dinner? Do you want Italian or Mexican? I was like, oof. Because she stuffs the best zucchinis. And, like, she really does. She stuffs the best zucchinis and the best capsicum. Marianne does that. And my mum stuffs the best tomatoes. I'll say this. My mother, when she cooks, she stuffs everything. She stuffs tomatoes. And they're beautiful, her stuffed tomatoes. But Marianne cooks really good. You know, she also cooks really good Polish food because of her husband. But anyway, well, his family. So she cooks good. But she said, oh, what do you want? Do you want Italian? Like, I'll cook Italian for you? Or what do you want? Or Mexican? I said, I'll cook Mexican. You know, I've gone to Mexico City and I've eaten Mexican food and I'm like authentic right there in Mexico City. And I'm like, man, my auntie, Marianne, cooks exactly like this. I'm telling you. Like, she cooks, when it comes to, okay, see, I'll give credit where credit's due, and that's where people don't realize with me. I'll yell and scream at my family and call them everything under the sun, but this is how we're raised. This is how my grandparents were, this is how my family's raised. But I will give credit where credit's due. For an example, my auntie and I could be having a massive, huge fight in, well, you know, 2002, 2003, when we haven't. Because there's only 12 years difference. She's like an older sister. When we came along, our grandparents raised us, basically. She was only 12. So anyway, so whenever we had a huge fight. But we could be not talking, and then someone will say something against. I'm like, wait a minute. Like, if it's true, I'll let it go. Like, if it's true, I'll let it go. I'm not gonna, you know, choose my argument. If it's not true, I'll stand up and say, wait a minute. She may be a fucking bitch, and she's this, and she's that, and she's controlling, and whatever. I said, yeah, I'll say what's true. I said, but no, that's not true. What's being said about her. So whether I hate her guts or not, I'll stand. And that's the type of person I was raised like. Anyway. So when it comes to fettuccine, I learned fettuccine, moral story. I learned fettuccine basically from Marianne and my mother Carol. So, and it's pretty much like Carol's because, well, Carol always cooked chicken. But yeah. So, anyway, that's it. And now I'm going to finish this and I'm going to get back to making my dog food because I've got other stock here. No stock, and making Baxter's healthy dog food because I know what's in it there. So I'm putting oats and everything in, like everything good that he needs for his coat, plus chicken, making my own stock for it. Chicken's not the best for him, but there wasn't any meat on sale. I thought, oh well, chicken's cheaper, so look, when you're on a budget. Anyway, I'll leave it at that.